Hello, Payroll Fly Babies. This is your office control journal. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Get your paper and pencil, or a notebook and pencil, and you're going to get ready to take some notes. Now, I want you to know that I used the office control journal when I worked. I used it the last 7 years of my work when I was in banking, and it worked out beautifully for me. I wish that I had used it through my other career, but I didn't. I think that it would have made a huge difference. I used other things that professionals had created, and I wasn't able to really personalize it. So this is something you're going to personalize to work for you. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to break it into our 3-layer cake. Routines, weekly, and then instead of zones, we're going to do projects, okay? So for your routine, well, first let me preface this by saying the reason you want an office control journal is because what we tend to do is bounce from one thing to another and never get anything done. And the other thing is we tell ourselves, I work great under pressure, which is a fib. It is, because when you work under pressure, everything else goes to pot because you're focused on one thing. What we're leaning toward here is a balanced life. That's what FlyLady is all about, finally loving yourself because you're leading a balanced life. When you say to yourself, I work well under pressure, and you put things off, that is actually just a form of procrastination. And procrastination steals your future from you, steals your peace, sends you into a world of boredom because you do other things that aren't important because you're putting off something that's constructive, that won't take long, that gives you a sense of accomplishment. And in essence, you become a slave to your future because you didn't take care of what you need to take care of today. So let's eliminate that and get to work and get this done. It's so much easier. People used to come to me and say, oh my goodness, you're so organized. And I would think, me? But it was because I had an office control journal. And I actually created it after I got it on paper and worked it out. Then I put it on individual pages and put it in a 3-ring binder and broke it into segments. And so I had things to do every single day. I looked at it 3 times a day. I really utilized it, and you'll be able to do the same thing. So the first thing we're going to start with is the equivalent of our routines at home. I've been talking to you on our What to Do Today videos about your routines. Some of the routines that I mentioned, which might appeal to you or apply to you, are, go through your email and start cleaning out that email a little bit every day. Go through your desk drawers and start going through all those notes that you've taken in meetings and start cleaning those out a little bit. So, some of that might be your weekly instead of your daily. But you'll know, not me, because I don't know what kind of job you do, but you'll know. All right, so, but the basic thing is there. We get the ping pong thing and we're putting things off to the last minute. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to, every day at home, when you get ready for bed, you're going to do your before bed routine as always, but you're going to add an office before bed routine. And what you'll do is make sure that you take everything to the front door or to your launch pad, or if you work at home and you have a desk at home, to your desk that you're going to need for work tomorrow, and put it there. The second thing you're going to do is check your work calendar and see what's on there that requires something different, okay, or that you just need to be aware of. And the third thing you're going to do is make sure that your clothes are appropriate for the appointments on your calendar. And then the fourth thing you're going to do is make some notes. In your head, you've got lots of ping pong balls going around, so get them on paper, the things you're going to need to do tomorrow. Put it down on paper and put that on your launch pad as well, so when you're in the morning you can look at them. And then number 5 is set your alarm. Now, we already know that your morning routine takes about 25 minutes, your standard at-home morning routine. But you're going to also add in a little bit more for your business morning routine or office morning routine, and also if you have children. So figure all that out and then figure out what time you need to set your alarm for so that you have plenty of time not to lollygag. Anyway, not to mess around, but get your stuff done. Remember, I tell you, everything you do it first, fast, make it fun, and finish. So get it done and get out the door so that you can be at work early, not on time, early. Remember, when you're there early, you have time to get your coffee and time to get your water and time to say hello and time to sit down and prep for the day. Okay. All right. So here you go. You go to sleep. The next morning, we're going to do your morning routine, standard morning routine, get up, brush your teeth, all that stuff. And then your office morning routine. Check last night's notes. So it's all fresh again in your head, and you're not freaked out because you think you have a million things to do when it really is just 4 things or 2 things. But when they're ping-ponging around in your head, it just seems like so much more, and it causes a stressful drive into the office. So look and see what your notes say. Make sure during this day that you commit to drink water. You know, I know how inconvenient it is to have to go potty in the middle of the day when you're working so hard, but it's very important to hydrate yourself. You think better when you're hydrated. So hydrate yourself. You don't have to force water. Just drink some water every now and then, okay? And then in the morning, check your calendar again for your appointments. Make sure you know what's really going on. And then when you get into the office, do the same things we've talked about. Get your coffee, clear your desk, make sure your desk looks good, get your supplies, get your water. And then start doing your morning routines. So we talked about morning routines, what I suggested, but make a list of things that you need to do every day. For example, I'll give you some really mundane things we did at the bank. Besides the fact that we had to check the safe deposit box, not the safe deposit, the night drop box. I had to do that with the head teller. We had other things that we had to do in the morning that were bank related, but we also had things that were mundane things like make the coffee. You know, when the customers come in and they're used to coffee, the coffee better be made. So somebody had to go make the coffee and put your lunch in the refrigerator or whatever. Just make your list of things that you do every day. But work related as well, not just little things. And then when it's lunchtime, clear your desk. Please don't eat your lunch at your desk. It is not satisfying. It's not good for the digestion. It's not good for your head. Get away from your desk, and if you can, get away from your office. Take a walk. I used to take a nap in my car under a big old oak tree. I loved it, and I got away. It gave me a fresh feeling, so when I came back, I was ready. So clear your desk, go eat your lunch. When you get back, check your messages, phone and email. So I'd say check your messages 3 times a day, but don't look at them all day long. Check your messages, respond to your messages, return phone calls, return emails, and then whatever else it is that you normally do on a daily basis goes on your list. And it'll take a while to create this list, but eventually it'll get to just be what you want to do every day. For me, I filed every day. I made some copies of things that required copying every day. I made sure that, there were pens and forms at my desk every day. You know, there are things that I had to do. Okay. At the end of the day, clear the desk off. We've talked about that. Turn off the coffee pot, wash it. If that's something that you have to do at your job, turn off the lights and lock the door. You know, if this is your business or you're responsible and you're the key holder, make sure you do that in a safe way. At a bank, you've got somebody with you at all times, so it's not a problem, but still be aware when you're locking up. And then that's your daily routine. Whatever those things are, those are your daily routines. Now get another piece of paper out, and we're going to do the weekly office routines. Make a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday list, and think of things that happen only on those days. On Mondays, you do so-and-so, you have a meeting or whatever. So make a list of things that need to be done once a week on a particular day. And I would just jot them down as they come through the day and make your list. Over about a week, you should get it pretty good. This is going to always be an organic form, so it's going to be changing and growing or shrinking. And so that's what you're going to do for that. Then the last section is projects. Projects are in business, projects are things that have a beginning date and an end date. They have sub-projects, and you can estimate how long those things are going to take. So if you're in banking, a project could be a loan that you're working on, and you have to go through all the different steps. And so you've got a generic loan process. And then when you have a loan, you can plug it into the project and say, okay, I need to contact underwriting on this day. I need to contact the client on this day to let them know where it stands. those kinds of things. So you can do a really primo job on whatever it is the project is. Now, some people are actually project managers, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you are not a project manager, you still have projects, things that you're working on. So that big one, make a project file for it, and you're going to work on it all week long, a certain time of the day. Work on your project, or maybe not. But like at home, you work on projects, you work on your zone. So this week we're in zone 1, for example. So every day you're going to put 15 minutes in on zone 1. I don't know how long it's going to take you to do your project, how much time you have to allocate yourself to do your project, but work on your project every day. Now you're also going to have, and that project, like I said, will have little sub-projects in it. And so that's all part of that one project. Maybe you have a folder for that project, and you just have a piece of paper in your control journal that says, you know, work on project. And then you're also going to have little projects, little odd things, little things your boss asks you to do, little things you promise clients. And so those I would put on my daily list of things to do, and make sure that if it didn't get done, it got put on the next day. So it kind of goes, so you don't forget about the little promises you made and the little projects you're doing. All right, and then just take 15 minutes to go through that list of small projects every day and make sure that they're on track. And just brainstorm and think of all the projects you have. Now that is it. It's really very simple. It's a 3-layer cake. Daily, weekly, and projects. And so put it together, tell me how it works for you, ask me any questions you might have, and I'll be happy to help you to the best of my ability. But I believe this is really going to work for you. And I really did live by that book. I pulled it out every day and put things in there. And I had special things in the back, information I needed, and things like that. So, you know, maybe a checkoff list for loans or whatever, you know, whatever your thing is that you have to do. All right, I hope that helps you. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm so glad to have shared this with you. If you think this will help a friend, please share it with them and give it a thumbs up if you like it. Thanks a lot. Have a fantastic day, and remember, you are beautiful.